Most business owners build a marketing plan, a financial plan, product roadmap, even a plan on how they're going to get the right capital. But a people strategy, that gets ignored until it's too late. If you're scaling your business, but you haven't thought about how you're going to scale your team, you're flying blind. Welcome to Female Founder Unplugged, the show where we cut through the noise and have a real, raw conversation about what it takes to build and scale a successful business as a female entrepreneur. I'm Lindsay White, people strategy expert, leadership coach, and fellow founder. And I know firsthand the challenges of scaling sustainably and staying connected to your passion along the way. This podcast is for ambitious women just like you, seasoned founders and CEOs navigating the challenges of leadership, team building, and sustainable growth. In each episode, we'll dive into those topics that are most important to you as a female founder. You'll hear honest, no BS conversations about building, growing, and leading a team and culture so that you can grow without losing yourself in the process. Because let's be real, entrepreneurship can feel isolating, and leadership doesn't come with a roadmap. If you've ever struggled with the pressure of running a business, felt overwhelmed by growing your team, or wondered, how do I scale without sacrificing my vision and my purpose, you're in the right place. Let's get unplugged. Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Female Founder Unplugged. I'm your host, Lindsay White, and I love that we've created a space where we talk about what it really takes to grow a business with heart, with intention, and with a whole lot of clarity. So today, we're going to dig into what I truly believe is one of the most underrated and misunderstood levers in business growth. And that's your people strategy. So if you're scaling or thinking about scaling, this episode is absolutely for you today. So I think that we've been sold a big fat whopper of a lie. And that is that we'll worry about the people later. We don't have to worry about our team. We got to grow first. And I think that that is a total myth, right? That you don't need to think about your team until you're bigger. I think that's totally backward because the truth is your people are your growth strategy. It's not just about hiring more people. It's about hiring the right people and aligning them to the work at the right time in the right way. And if you're already at 5 or 8 or 10 people, now is actually the perfect time to get intentional about your strategy. And I see this a lot. The people wait until they have 10 or 15 or 50 people. And that's not a strategy. What you're doing is just being reactive. Oh, we have more work to do, so we're hiring more people. I heard a story the other day about a business owner who just keeps hiring admin staff. That's not a strategy. That's literally putting your fingers in a dike that's squirting water everywhere. It's total survival mode, my friend. So we're going to talk about how we can get ahead of this and create a people strategy that is really simple and also really effective, right? So as a founder, you're probably somewhere at the stage where you're used to being very involved in every part of your business. I often say we put our blood, sweat, tears, and most of our life savings into these damn things. These businesses aren't just what we do. They're part of who we are. And we are the expert. The women I work with, particularly the women in the LPC Accelerator, deep expertise in this work. This is their profession, right? They are thought leaders in this space. And they have deep passion for the work they do. But as they scale, it's no longer possible to have your finger in every pie. You cannot deliver all the work because there's one thing we can't manufacture, and that's time. We just don't have capacity. We can't pull every lever. We can't review every proposal. We can't make every decision. And the one thing you definitely cannot do is get in the way of the people doing it, because that creates chaos. So here's what becomes essential in this. Having the right people, doing the right work in a way that aligns with the vision you've built and the business plan you're trying to execute. That is the key. And what you need in order to do that is a people strategy. It is the connective tissue between your business plan and the talent that's going to execute for you. My friends, there's no more guessing. There's no more hoping someone figures it out. What we do is we get clear, we get aligned, and then we start to build a team with real intention. We're not just plugging holes in the work anymore. So let me tell you a little story, because I was chatting with a business owner just a week or so ago, and she's got a really successful business. She is making good money. She works with her target client. This is all working together. She's got a great vision, and she knows she wants to scale. But every time we talk about team, she physically reacts. We talk about that her shoulders tighten. She absolutely loses all enthusiasm. Her energy drops. Her face tightens up. And she has said to me, I can't even imagine having 25 people. I know I need to grow my business and I kind of know what it's going to take. And it absolutely terrifies me. I can't, she's like, it's so overwhelming. And I said to her, it's okay. You don't have to have 25 people tomorrow. That's not how it works. Because the beautiful thing about a people strategy, it's not about hiring a bunch of people right now. It's really about reverse engineering your vision. You've heard me talk about the LPC Accelerator. It's where we do the real work, the leadership strategy, the people systems, and culture that actually holds when things get hard. It's part one-on-one coaching, part mastermind, and it's all about helping you lead with clarity, not chaos. If you've been listening and thinking, this is what I've been missing, our next cohort kicks off March the 2nd, and there's a spot for you. If you want to grow without burning out, this is the room to be in. You can send me a DM today to learn more, or check out the link in the show notes and it'll take you right to the page. So what we want to do with a people strategy is we want to talk about, and this is the first step, what is the vision? What are you trying to create? What's your mission? What are you trying to change in the world? And how does that inform your business plan? Where do you want to be in 3 or 5 years? And for most of us, we may not have it completely built out, but we have a pretty good idea. And then where do you want to be in 3 years? And then where do you want to be in 12 months? And what we need to ask ourselves, and what I get to ask my clients in the accelerator, is what needs to be happening in the business by then? What's the work? What does that look like? What's the shift? And then we talk about what kind of skills and experience and people, what kind of support is going to be required to deliver that. And guess what? That starts to inform our people strategy. Now we're clear. We have a phased plan, and there's zero panic. It feels structured. It feels aligned. It feels doable, my friends. Here's what most people don't realize. A strong people strategy isn't about creating a bureaucracy. We hear the word strategy, and I think in our brains, we think it's going to be hard. And that's not it. In fact, it doesn't have to be perfectly articulated. Again, there's that saboteur that somehow it's got to be perfect. It doesn't need to be. It just needs to be thoughtful and intentional and something we can get our arms around. And then what it does for us, it creates relief. It gives you clarity on who's doing what and who shouldn't be doing it anymore. Most of all, that's you. Where are the spaces that you actually need to stop touching? What do we do so that you feel calm and comfortable that you have the information you need? People strategy creates a roadmap for how and when to grow your team. And again, it's never perfect. We don't have a crystal ball. But what we can do is outline it in a way that you can adjust quickly if you need to. A people strategy also gives you insight into what roles are needed next, not based on a reaction, not based on you just freaking out because there's more work, but on intention, because we've actually been thoughtful in our approach. It also gives you permission to let go of what you should not be holding. We really dig in on, as a business owner, what do you love to do? What do you not love to do? What do you have to keep doing for now? And when should you be giving that to an expert to be done? You also get to reimagine roles that look like this. While I've had this person that's been with me since the beginning. But do they still fit where we're going? Are they really delivering for me? Do I need to reposition them, support them, or even replace them? You get to choose. And that's where the confidence and the power comes from, is it puts you back in the driver's seat. Here's the coolest part. You don't need to blow up what's happening on your team today. That's not what a people strategy is about. You don't need to create a huge HR department. The coolest part is, in the LPC Accelerator, we start this work right from the beginning, and that's what we continue to evolve. Right? So in the accelerator, we do one-on-one work. So we elevate your leadership. You feel calm and confident. We work on your people strategy, which is constantly refine and implement. And then, of course, we're also working on your culture, because that's really important as you grow your team. But what we do is we need to start building the rhythm. We do that in the accelerator. We put the first stone in place. Maybe that's a great hiring process. Or maybe your first stone is actually thinking about performance management. Or maybe it's about designing a bonus structure so people feel rewarded. Really is about what's happening in your business and how we can implement that strategy in the best way. And then we just do another and another, and we build in layers, and the team adapts and it grows, and we refine, and you feel like you have control. You have a strategic approach, and you're being proactive about how you're growing your team so that it makes real impact on the goals you're trying to achieve. And what happens is, over time, you built a team that's deeply aligned, fully self-sustaining, and truly scalable. That's how you create a business that doesn't solely rely on you to function. That's how you finally step into your CEO role. That's how you actually go on vacation for 2 weeks without feeling like everything's going to fall apart as soon as you step on the plane. This, my friends, this strategic lever is absolutely key to building the business that you've actually always wanted. So if you're sitting there thinking, holy shit, this is what I've been missing, then we need to talk. This is the work that we do every single day inside of the LPC Accelerator. We take your big, beautiful business plan and build a real people strategy that actually supports it. And we do that in a way that doesn't overwhelm you. It energizes you. And we do this together. So part of the LPC Accelerator is designing your people strategy, and we do that one-on-one. And we do some coaching so you can lead that people strategy, and we do that one-on-one. And then we have a mastermind, a cohort of other women who are in the same place you are. They're growing their business. They're working their people strategy. They're building their skill and their experience as CEOs. And they're championing the cultures in their business so that they create a great place for people to do the work and where they feel amazing doing the work. So if you are in a space where you are scaling, it feels a little scary, and your team is actually something you know you need to focus on, then send me a DM or send me a message wherever you're listening to this. You can find me on Instagram. My handle's @HighVoltLeadership. Just send me a note. There's absolutely no obligation. I only want you in the cohort if it feels like it's the right time for you. But if it does, then we definitely need to have a chat. So my friends, until next time, lead with heart, grow with purpose, and stay high voltage. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Female Founder Unplugged. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Connect with me on Instagram @HighVoltLeadership and send me your questions or let me know your biggest takeaway. Looking for more strategies on scaling your business, building a powerhouse team, or leading with confidence? Head over to highvoltageleadership.ca or follow me on LinkedIn for exclusive content, resources, and special offers just for listeners. Until next time, keep leading, keep learning, and remember, the real magic happens when you're unplugged.
This podcast is produced, mixed, and edited by Cardinal Studio. For more information about how to start your own podcast, please visit www.cardinalstudio.co or email Mike at mike@cardinalstudio.co. You can also find the details in the show notes.